Butler starts off the season 1-0 with a dominant performance against Southern Indiana. We'll take a look into that matchup. Plus, Butler has IU Indy this upcoming weekend. Do we have a sneaky matchup on the horizon? Welcome to the Doghouse. Let's go.
In the doghouse. Work it, take a lot to be a dog. Oh boy! Oh, you got it,
Welcome to episode 5 of the Doghouse Podcast. I'm your host, Roosevelt Jones. So Butler had their matchup against Southern Indiana. They came out with the win 88-58 with a dominant performance. That is exactly what I wanted to see from the Dogs. Just coming out right from the jump. Started out with a 15-0 run, playing strong on the offense and the defensive end. That's exactly that you need. That's the exact way you need to play against the teams that you know that you're better than. Do not play around with those teams. Let them know right from the jump that it would not be a close game. You guys are in for a long night and make them quit early. And that's exactly what Butler did. So I'm glad they started off the season like that. Glad we started off the season 1-0. And so now let's just take a look into what went on during the game. One big takeaway that I looked at was Michael Ajayi was a beast the entire game. There was nobody on that court that could guard him. There was nobody on that court that was going to beat him to a rebound. There was nobody on that court that was going to be tougher than him. So I love the way that he played. He had 24 points. He had 12 rebounds. Also had 5 assists and only 1 turnover. He controlled the entire game. So I loved what I saw from him. I knew he was going to be a big pickup for us. He didn't get as much time as Gonzaga, but his previous school, he played very good. He put up good numbers. Now he gets back to that freedom. Now he can play how he wants to play, and he showed that performance in the first game. So really glad to see that. Also, another big performance, another double-double. Jamie Kaiser shot the ball lights out. His shot is really good. Every time he shoots the basketball, I think the shot is going in. He was 2 for 4 from the 3, 4 for 8 overall, and then he also put in 10 rebounds. So when you have your quote-unquote smaller guys getting double-digit rebounds and able to push the ball in transition right off of the rebounds, that's just going to make things so tough for teams to guard because they're already pushing the basketball, so teams are already going to be behind. Plus, the way that our bigs ran, Diesel Jones and Johan, the way that they were running the floor today, if they do that every game, opposing bigs are going to be in trouble. They're going to be gassed. They're going to be asking for subs. And the way that they kept running and our guys were feeding them the basketball. That's one thing about bigs now. If they run the floor, they want to touch the basketball a couple times. So if they run the floor hard 4 times, if you give it to them 2 or 3 of those times, they're going to keep running the floor. Now, if they're running the floor 4 times and they don't touch the basketball not once, that's when the bigs start jogging because they're thinking, why am I running the floor if I'm not going to get the basketball? So you can definitely tell that they train on that. They run directly down the middle of the floor to the middle of the paint. And then once they get there, they look to duck in, calling for the basketball. I love big man that's loud and vocal and calling for that basketball. And I love it even more when you have teammates that's going to get them the basketball because they're going to keep running, they're going to keep working, and then once they get their basket on the offensive end, they're going to be loud for you on the defensive end, guard. So when your screen is coming, they're going to call it out loud so you're not getting blindsided and getting knocked over. So keep feeding the bigs, keep rewarding them when they are running the floor. And big fellas, just keep running, keep trusting the process, keep working on that, keep getting your conditioning. You guys can keep having a 1-2 punch like that. That's going to be tough to guard once conference play get going. So good work with all of that. Also, Jalen Jackson, Finley Bizjack, you guys did a very good job of controlling the game. Jalen Jackson had 6 assists. Bizjack only had 1 assist, but I felt like he was in control the entire game. He didn't force any shots. Like he was just playing. He was playing the right way. He was able to get downhill a couple times. They didn't want to let Finley Bizjack shoot threes, so they were forcing him to go to the basket. He took what the defense gave him. Him and Jalen Jackson took what the defense gave him and were able to get easy baskets. And then the rest of the team, like right now, I feel like Thad and the staff is probably still figuring out what the rest of the rotation is going to look like. I think right now they got 1 through 5, 6, maybe 7 of who their guys are. But then now just going to have to find out the rotation guys for that 8, 9, 10 spot, who's going to be in there. I know Yami Butler, he played pretty good. He had 7 points on 2 or 3 shooting. McCaffrey, he was able to knock down the 3. And notice they actually, when they went small, they put McCaffrey at the 5 to be that stretch 5, which it's going to be, I think it'll work against the teams that are smaller for the non-conference because he can stretch the floor, be able to shoot the threes, and then other teams have to figure out if they're going to switch that screen or they're going to quick show and get back to him. So that's definitely going to be a tough matchup early on. I think in Big East play, they might not be able to do it as much just because the bigs are normally actual traditional 5s in the Big East, and McCaffrey will probably struggle a little bit to try to guard those 5s. Nothing against him. It's just the bigs are huge in the Big East and strong and physical. So we want to make sure that we have the right guys guarding him. So I don't know how much of that McCaffrey at the 5 that we will continue to see. But as the season keeps going on, just make sure that we're playing the right way, doing stuff the correct way. And then I think our rebounding was very good. 20 plus on the rebounds, 56-35. Like we showed we had the size advantage. We showed we had the athleticism by going to get those rebounds and just doing things that we need to be doing. Like I said, just keep playing the right way, keep playing defense the right way, and then wins will start piling up and taking care of themselves. And then another thing that I noticed that we did very well was our wall-ups at the basket. When guys were getting to the basket, we had great wall-ups without fouling. So I know that they probably work on that a lot because every time they went for a wall-up, the hands were straight up and down every single time. I don't think there was a foul call once on the wall-up. So they're teaching that. So great job on teaching that. Great job on the guys being able to execute it in the game. Now, the one thing that I will say that I think can be a little bit better is the ball screen coverages. I felt like a few times on the ball screen coverages, the big was rolling to the basket, and he was able to get the ball. Nobody was there, but just because Southern Indiana isn't as athletic, we were able to recover and wall up and make them have tough finishes and make them miss. So it didn't really hurt us that much. And they also was able to turn the corner at times against our guards to the basket. But like I said, we're the more athletic team. We was able to recover and wall up and make it tough finishes. But I just think against the better teams, they're going to be taking advantage of that. And those are going to be turning into dunks or and-one finishes. So that would be the one thing that I said if I had one quote-unquote negative thing to say about the game is just figuring out our ball screen coverages and cleaning that up. So I can't say exactly how it should be because a lot of teams have different defensive principles of how they want to guard, who should be the low man, who's helping from the weak side, are we staying on the strong side? Like a lot of teams do a lot of different and funky things. So I don't want to say one thing and I'm saying something else and people think I'm right where they actually teach you something else in practice. So I know they're going to probably watch the film. I know they're going to go over it. They're going to talk about it and try to clean it up because for this next game against IU Indy this weekend, they are going to need to clean up those ball screen coverages because IU Indy, their first game against Ohio State, put up 100-plus points. And that is not a fluke. The coach there, he's from a D2 school. He's a very good coach. His teams put up 100 points a bunch of times. They are a team, they want to play up and down, open gym style basketball. Once they're going, they are shooting the first shot. That's a good look for them. They are firing threes. They are looking for back cuts. They are looking to hit their bigs on the short roll, and they're looking to score quick. Once they score the basketball, they are picking up full court. They are running, jumping, trying to force you into turnovers. I think Ohio State had 17 turnovers against them. They're just looking to make you play out of your game. And Ohio State against them, they started out really good. They started out getting easy layups. They were getting wide open threes. They were playing comfortable. They were playing fast. But then as the game keep going, IU Indy, that's their game. They want to keep it at that pace the entire time. So it's going to be interesting how Thad and the staff wants to handle that, whether if they just want to keep scoring every single time, getting easy buckets, making it up and down, or if they want them to slow the basketball down, get the best shot every single time, get layups, get inside kick out threes, or within the offense, get in one more threes by a good passer from their teammate. So it's going to be interesting which route they take. I think the route for Butler is to not try to go at IU Indy's pace just because that's hard. That's hard to teach. That's hard to coach when you haven't been playing at that pace probably at no time all summer. So trying to figure that out in a couple of days is going to be really tough. So I think basically we can do the same thing that we did against Southern Indiana, which is using our size against them. Because looking at IU Indy, I feel like they had a lot of skinny guys. So we should be able to use our physicality against them. Another game where we can dominate the rebounding glass. Then another game where we just controlling the entire game. Make them play our game. Do not fall into their trap. They're going to try and make you do it. Things are going to be easy early on. You're going to be getting wide open layups. You're going to be getting wide open threes in transition. Like things are going to be feeling good. But then as the game keeps going and you get a little bit tired, those shooting threes off the first passes, those start turning into bricks. And then that leads to easy buckets for them on the other end. then when we're over dribbling because we've been splitting the traps, doing everything. Now we're a little bit tired. We're over dribbling. They hit the basketball from behind. It leaves the layups for them. Do not fall into that trap against IU Indy. Don't play their open gym type of basketball. Play Butler basketball, run our plays, get easy layups, driving kick threes, and it should be a game that we can go out and win handily. Only if we play the right way. I'm telling you, it's tough. It's tough. I played teams like that when I was at Butler, where they just want to go up and down. Like if you score, oh well, we're going back to score right back on you. Like they do not care about defense. And also, they use the platoon system, just like Kentucky, 5 in, 5 out. So they're bringing in fresh guys because they know they are running up and down the entire time. So we also got to make sure we get our rotation guys ready to go because they're going to have to play because our 5, 6, 7 guys, they are going to be gas if it turns into an up and down matchup. So just be prepared for that. Like I said, if we can get them to play our game where we have to make them guard, that's going to be more favorable for us. I know it's not going to be as fun or exciting if both teams just going up and down, scoring 100-plus, looking like an NBA game. That won't be – it won't be as exciting as that, but controlling the game, controlling our ball screen coverages, not letting them get their backdoor cuts against us, and then having high hands on the three-point shooters. If you don't have a hand up, they will be shooting the three. So we got to contest those shots and then rebound, shooting a lot of threes. And what all the coaches say, long shots equals long rebounds. So with their threes they're shooting, we got to make sure that we box out, secure the rebound, see where they're at. They're going to be picking up guarding. They're going to be guarding you right when we get the rebound. Find your open teammates. Get the easy looks. If we don't have anything at first, get into the offense. Run the offense. Get to your sets. Make it an easy game. Make it a control game. Make it a Butler game. Don't fall into that trap. Do not fall into that trap. Well, that is all that I have for today. Like I said, Butler started off 1-0. Great way to start the season. Great way to show that performance. Great way to have that energy, that mindset going to the next game against IU Indy. Bring that same style, bring that same presence, bring that same dominance, and let's start off this week 2-0. Thank you for joining the Doghouse.
You are in the Doghouse.
Work it, take a lot to be a dog.